Batman vs Superman, The Dark Knight Rises. Let's go.
It's happening.
Was good,
Missing
people.
somebody.
Yeah, James. he's sitting this one out, but I'd lie and say he's with us in spirit, but hopefully he'll at least be with us in the comments.
No,
He
he's
should be.
he's dead to us for tonight at least.
There's no coming back from this.
That's true too. That's very true. But how's everybody else doing?
Just peachy keen.
Yeah, man. Just been watching a lot of
Chilling.
movies.
Thank you, sir. How are you?
Watching a lot of movies. I'm good. I'm chilling. Freaking. Unfortunately, my vacation's over as of Monday.
That's rough.
Yeah, it is, man. You know,
Nothing ruins a vacation more than having to go back to work.
exactly. How inconvenient. How inconsiderate. All that shit.
It really is.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. You know, all this hard work that my people put in. You think we could get 400 years off, but no.
You were earning vacation time during slavery.
Yeah, that's what it should have been. Earned paid vacation. You have slave blood, you get it off. You get to use it whenever you feel like using it.
Does that count as retributions?
Nah, that's not reparations.
Reparations. That's what I meant.
That's
Does
just
that mean I don't have
vacation.
to cut the lawn?
No, you guys get chill too. Pretty much just the whites got to finally start working, doing everything.
Finally? No.
Yes, finally.
No. I'm not trying to make this a race thing, but, and I get it. Give reparations. I'm not saying that. So don't compare us to back then.
Oh, I'm talking about. That's where we're starting from. Is back then. That's
Do you have any idea the hard work it took to keep you in line?
Oh my God.
That's it. Just weapons.
My family came here and they fought for the North. All right. No more North than Michigan, even.
Oh man, Irish, you guys can get a break too.
That's true.
All right, fucking sweet.
But the rest, you know, time to work.
We were almost taken out by a lack of potato.
That's true.
Oh shoot! I already had one curse this episode. I already have a punishment movie I got to get. I'm not doing it. And James isn't even been here for it.
Oh yeah, that's right. They have a thing.
So
You want to
hard.
talk about that before we get into these?
Yeah,
movies?
this would be good.
Oh,
Okay. I want to stop cursing. And okay, so James and I were hanging out in the lab the other day.
Little
and you
father
ever-
son time.
Yeah,
Yep, finally.
It wasn't awkward at all. No.
Never in person.
No, we're just BSing, and that doesn't count. I whatever. It doesn't count. So I was bullshooting with him, and we both agreed that we want to start cursing less, or even if we could stop it. So we agreed because we're a unit of wheels, it seems, on this show. And I'm counting my show as well, which I did curse more than 5 times this past week.
Oh, he did. It was like
So
10.
that's why I'm getting the punishment. If we curse 5 or more times on the show, we have to spin the wheel and watch. And I've chosen from the worst Christian films of all time.
Oh no.
And we are going to have to watch one if we curse more than 5 times in an episode. So, of course, James takes the first episode off.
That sounds right.
He's been safe all week.
He's been pretty eager to use that free pass.
He's preparing. He's training.
Oh, I have to try and be good.
I'll tell you what, though, had last night been a freaking episode, if we weren't gaming, he would have failed
He
miserably.
would have failed.
Like Vin Diesel. We're family. Oh man.
So let's spin the wheel for that one at the end. And of course, he used his pass, so he doesn't even get a punishment movie for not being here today. And I'm gonna have to watch one of the worst Christian films of all time.
Oh, did you make a wheel for that, Mick?
Yeah, I'll have it up at the end.
Okay.
I have to add a few more that I forgot to add earlier.
That's fun. You guys are doing. That's fun that you guys are doing Christian films too. And then, so are you guys gonna be talking about them on here?
I figured little blip here. I figured this is the best place for it because it's a show we're both on. Maybe
What if that film brings out more obscenities than you would have than anything you would have?
Then we need to be good. We got to be good. Got to not do that.
That's going to be so Funny.
Wait, it's everybody? I thought it was just you and
No,
James.
no. It's just
No,
me and
just
James.
him and James.
Anybody,
Oh,
anybody
okay.
a part of
Wants
it can
to.
be a part of it.
I'm over here like, yeah, that's gonna be hard. I
It's
almost
hard.
cursed like 4 times, and I just kept my mouth shut. It's gonna be a quiet one.
It's so hard. It's so hard. I'm trying to think. I'm looking
That's what
at
she
the
said.
wheel right now, so I don't curse.
Every
That's
time.
it. I'm like, nope, no movies for me. I don't
So how many have you done so far? One.
On my show this week, I let loose a little bit without thinking about it, and I've earned myself at least one
Okay.
spin. I'm
What was
hoping not
even-
to get 2 movies today.
What was for, you know what made that funny for me though, Mick, is you announced this whole thing on your show about not cursing about 5 minutes later. If that,
We knew it wouldn't be easy.
the New Jersey came out.
The jersey is all there, and I don't know what to do with that. Weirdly enough, there is a Christian film on this list that has Nick Cage in it.
Yep. Is that Left Behind or whatever? It is?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the one. Not the Kirk
know, this
Cameron
movie
left
didn't-
behind.
Huh?
Not the Kirk Cameron left behind from the 90s. Newer one.
Oh man, so far, Mick, what'd you swear? You said 1 time, 4 more times. You didn't get another movie.
Oh no, don't. Not good. I'm good. I'm not cursing again.
So
Okay.
Not
are
happening.
you limited to just one movie a week, or is this every 5 swears?
Ever,
per
so
show?
if I do it on my show, I'm going to spin the wheel. If I do it on here, spin the wheel, I'll get 2 movies. And I got to
Okay.
watch those 2.
Got
All
it.
right. So, but once, let's say you get 2 movies and we still are on the air for an hour. Can you let loose after that?
Yes. Wait. No. I don't. Oh, man. We're going to 3 hour.
So if you do 10, it's 2 movies you got in that one episode.
No. It's 5 or more. Like if I do more than 5, but
Okay.
if I keep pushing it, then I'll let you guys decide. How's that sound?
That's fair.
Oh,
Like if you're just like, fuck it, I'm here anyway.
Yep.
Just going.
But I'm not
Oh.
going to say that because
You know who's gonna do-
bad.
You know who's gonna do that? James is gonna end up doing it one week, just going crazy with it, just saying, "Fuck it." I already said it 5 times. Fuck it. I'm like, all right, James.
Chat better get in here and start antagonizing him and get in on the pick if he does go over 5.
Oh, there's a movie that's on the list that's called The Trump Prophecy.
Oh no.
Nice.
I can't wait for this wheel to be spun. That's gonna be so funny.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be MAGA by the end of this.
So freaking funny.
Oh my god, there's one with Ja Rule.
sounds like-
It's called I'm in love with a church girl.
That one sounds like a win-win.
I mean, can I just watch Half Past Dead? Does that work? That's what I'm going to fill this list. I'm going to fill it with Christian movies and Steven Seagal movies.
Oh god.
Oh man.
We're screwed, James. He's just not going to show up anymore.
No. He's retired.
What a jerk you are.
He's gonna produce a death certificate and everything. I'm out. Done. Bye.
But still be in the comments.
Oh my God.
Profile. James 2.0.
He's commenting from his grave.
Fucking Fry just cursed again. That's 2. I need to not. Can we start talking about Batman?
Batman versus Superman.
I would love to talk about Batman or Superman or whoever else.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
I
But,
don't know what we're going to start with. but
What are
I
we
know
starting
which-
with?
I know which one won this week,
Really?
and that is the, I guess, unofficial sequel of Man of Steel. I have notes on The Dark Knight Rises. Don't worry. And I don't love this movie or anything. But Dark Knight Rises really bothered me this time around.
all
A lot of
right,
problems
since
with that movie.
Ooh, controversial.
Wade isn't here.
Wow.
Story. You want to kick it off with your rating for Batman versus
We do
Superman?
have to start with the white. Batman versus Superman. I'm gonna go 6.
Yo, I love how he said that. It just went right into his rating. Gamer, your girl.
Which one are we doing? BV Superman.
Yeah.
I'm at a right now. I'm at about a 7.5 on it.
Mick.
5.5.
I'm like right around. Yeah, I'll say 5.5 right now for that one too. I'll say 5.5 for that one too. I thought this was going to be better.
Really?
I
Is
really
this a
did.
first time watch for you?
Yeah. For some reason, I was like, this should be at least.
I mean, well, so what have you heard going into it then? Because not a lot of people are throwing praise on this movie.
Well, what it was not, the theatrical cut everybody said was terrible, but we watched the other one.
We did watch the ultimate cut.
With the ultimate cut, I just thought it was going to be better, and it was just like a long ass movie.
There's a lot of when the theatrical cut came out, it was cut down. Like this movie, the Ultimate Edition, is like 3 hours and 2 minutes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The theatrical version was like an hour and like 52 minutes or something like that. So you can imagine.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was short. Yeah, and so much happened in that theatrical version where you're like, what? Like, what is it? Like the Martha scene gets no play. Like, at least in the Ultimate, they building up the Martha thing. They're like, he's dealing with his mother's death. He's thinking about his mother and like what's going on and those changes. So like they're building it up. In the movie, you do get the death of Batman, which you're like, okay, I guess we're doing origin again. They focus on Martha, but you don't really get that feel of that connection. And then they go right to it. His mother's name is Martha. Why are you saying that name? Like, why are you so mad? Why does that change your like? You felt a progression in this Ultimate Edition. At least it's still not. It's a okay movie. It's all right. It's not bad, but it's not great. Dark Knight just came off of. And it's not better than the Man of Steel movie. So you get all this crap in it, but at least in this one we got explanations. Like by the time he gets to it, he's like, "Why did you say that name?" It's like he's always got Martha on the brain. We've just seen that throughout the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
Theatrical version, no. Theatrical version. That's why it was such a big made fun of scene.
That is like the sticking point. I feel like most of the people came out of the theatrical run with and the early days with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was seething watching this movie in the movie theaters. And then when I finally got to see the Ultimate Edition, I was like, this is worth watching. I wish they had this in theaters. Same thing that happened with The Watchmen, because the theatrical version was terrible. Mm-hmm. And then the 4-hour cut that he put out afterwards was, it's good. It's just a 4-hour movie. I don't think he quite grasps. We get you're telling a whole story, but tell a better story because we don't want to sit here for 3 or 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gives us shit 3. He gives us stuff that stinks. I don't know.
Wait, you can't say sucks.
I'm trying to.
I feel like sucks. I feel like sucks isn't a bad word.
I know, but I didn't want to take the chance.
No,
I don't think it is either.
You would have said shitty. That would have been different.
Like what other word you can't? I would say the cuss word. This shit you can't say on TV should be what, right?
That's fine with me. That's fine.
I
with
agreed.
me.
Agreed. If we would have been reviewing the theatrical, I probably would have been somewhere around a 4.5, 5-ish, maybe.
I'm almost thinking a 5 right now, but we'll talk more about it first because.
Well,
it felt incomplete to me. It felt really incomplete. It felt like they were trying to do, and I understand. I felt like they were trying to do way too much at once with the Superman versus Batman, and I think they were trying to add in way too much. They could have really just simplified it, told one story about these two going up against each other before, of course, they joined forces for the whole Justice League thing. But they're trying to tell like 3 different stories for Batman, 3 different stories for Superman, and then throwing in Wonder Woman and throwing in a little bit of things for her too. And I'm like, it's too much. It's too much and it's incomplete. Not that we can't absorb all this information, but when you could do a little from each. Mm-hmm. Get the information, introduce her, which honestly I think the better thing to do would have been to introduce her at the end. Like at the end, have her come and help them, have her come and save them. Boom.
I don't even think you need to. I 100% agree. They were going way too many storylines going on in this. Like every time you thought they got to a battle that was going to end the movie, they upped it to another battle when they fucking brought in Doomsday and shit like that. After the actual Batman Superman battle, I think Wonder Woman, you bring in Wonder Woman, you have no explanation, hardly any explanation on her background. So now you have like the introduction, you're introducing 2 new superheroes to an already establish Superman because of Man of Steel. I think you could have brought in Wonder Woman, just have her in some scenes like she had with Ben Affleck, but not actually get her involved in any battles and stuff like that. Doomsday was too big. Like that's a major villain.
And you wasted him.
Yeah. To get to and argue to that point too is you get a lot of different, and I think that's why I'm on this one wins this week is like, is The Dark Knight Rises the better technical movie? Yes. It's immaculate. It's beautiful. The acting is fantastic. This is more, again, these are more personal choices. But it took Batman in The Dark Knight Rises, and we'll get to that. Like I said, I'll go there, but it kind of took that movie and it took Batman and put him in a situation I didn't need to see him in, which was more realistic than it was a good movie, if that makes sense. Like the themes didn't really land for me. Whereas this one, the themes are very like flimsy anyway, so I didn't really need them to land that big of a deal. This was basically a giant sized comic, from back in the day where they're throwing all the crap in there, and it's not exciting. It's not the best comic. It's not going to go down as something you sell, but it is something you own, and you've been like, oh, I remember that. That was wild and weird, and there was some cool stuff in there. That's what I remember from this. Batman goes on a killing spree to save Martha. You have basically the fight from The Dark Knight Returns, where he's in the mech suit and he's fighting Superman, and it is one of the most influential storylines / monumental meetups of two comic book heroes ever in a comic book. In one of the, literally, like I said, monumental. This is one of the best comic books ever. And they took the fight, pulled it out, put it in this movie where it seemed misplaced. And the reason they were fighting in the comic was very sound. It worked. Everything was there. Superman was like this beacon of like America, and The Dark Knight was fighting against that. So it worked. This was Superman's got a chip on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're supposed to get this epic fight, and it doesn't really play out epically. There is no like real stakes that you ever feel throughout it. And then you roll into you're right, Wonder Woman barely gets any play, or anything like that. And then you roll into one of the biggest storylines in comic history, the death of Superman with Kryptonite.
Yeah.
And that's just sort of a third act. I'm with you.
I hate you.
Why
you gotta be right? Why you gotta be right?
It's
I
so
always
much.
have fun with it.
Like
No, I did have fun
I hate
with
that I have fun with it though. I know because it's so bad.
the
Ultimate Magician's a better version though. They give more reason for it though.
you could have. Really feel like, first off, I don't know why people like Jesse Eisenberg anymore. Like I've really turned on him over the years.
I
But
wonder why though.
I can't stand him as Lex Luthor. He's annoying as fuck.
I did not really. Yeah, I did not like him in the Lex Luthor role. But you eventually get to the end and he's like, he's the reason Batman. He's been pitting Batman and Superman against each other to fight each other.
Mm-hmm.
That is essentially the premise, but it's done so weakly throughout the movie. Like it's not established that is a plan. They just kind of, it's just a line he eventually throws out there. Yeah, they have some scenes. You're like, you go back after happened, you saw them, and you're like, oh, okay. But like, it's not a well-developed plan. It's not portrayed throughout the movie that is the setup or anything like that. Just because there's so much fucking going on.
Yeah.
And then it just feels like almost like a modern version of like the 60s version of what a plan would have been in the old school Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's so I love that you said that, because it does feel so like, what is your plan? Like you're supposed to be a brilliant tactician, and we see that. Like, you see at times like he's doing things that are brilliant, like when he clones the phone, he's at the fights and he's following the white Russian or the white Portuguese around, I think he calls himself or whatever. All these different things. But it doesn't make any sense, because then when it comes to Superman or Lex Luthor, he makes the most outlandish decisions. Like, why does everything else work? And you're like, you have this whole like demeanor to you that where you're like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. He has a demeanor the whole time that he's on top of things, and then loses his cool whenever he hears Superman's name. and it just
Every
feels
time.
out of place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I was kind of thrown off. I'm thrown off right in the beginning of this movie almost, just by the way they bring in Jimmy Olsen as an undercover CIA agent who had to get shot. I'm like, what? I'm like, what am I watching? Like, I vaguely remember this, but none of this makes any sense.
Well, let's take it from right there, from the beginning. That's perfect that you said that. What happened in the last movie? He killed Zod, right?
Yeah.
And that broke him. He killed someone, and that broke him. Then he comes to here, and they're setting him up as if he killed all of these villagers. And he's like, I didn't do it. And he's very like adamant about like how they hate him and all this stuff. And he's brooding and the whole nine. He's not the hopeful Superman we need or want, which we got in 2025. I'm just putting that out there. But you see him do all of this, but he does murder someone.
Mm-hmm. He does.
He flew that dictator, that warlord, through these walls, and that guy was never heard from again. So he's dead. He's not going to survive it. And then he's high and mighty about like, I didn't do that. Come on, like give us a story that makes sense.
And again, even if that is all a setup to get the people from Lex Luthor to get the people to turn on Superman, they literally put you into the act itself with no setup. Like it was confusing. I feel like to start off the movie, they're not establishing any kind of plan before you get to see what's happened. Like you get a mention of it later on. You find out Lex Luthor had hired, the private security firm there, and that's who those people were. I'm like, this was a fucking hour and a half ago now that I saw this, and we're way past that.
Yeah, you have two movies. Essentially, what you have here is you have two movies, and you could have told these two movies in an hour and a half, where you see it from Batman's perspective, and it's building to fight Superman, and like end it at the point where they're getting to the fight, right? Because then you have all this information. See it from Batman's spot, then do one with Superman where you see him seething over Batman and what he's doing, what he's trying to do and build himself up and all this stuff. They don't meet, and then finally make another movie, Batman versus Superman 2, where they actually meet, or whatever it is, call it whatever you want, but where they actually meet, and that starts with the mech suit fight, and they fight, and then they get in, and this whole time Lex Luthor's been trying to get Doomsday to kill.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, and then in between those two movies, you release Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, and then now everybody has all the stories they need for the end of that story, and then you can give us a Justice League movie.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And then when you get to Justice League, you can actually fight Darkseid.
Hey, but he does bang Amy Adams in a tub in this movie.
He barely. He can. We've seen him jump out of buildings and change clothes. We've seen him run through revolving doors and change clothes, run through the back of cars and change clothes, run into alleys and change clothes. He couldn't super fast take off his clothes before he got in that bathtub.
That wasn't.
We don't know what he was trying to do.
Okay, this is so. I sent in the group text. As I was watching this, what triggered me to say something about all the fucking plot holes in this movie is, so Lex Luthor gets Zod's body as part of the conditions for him trying to bring in the kryptonite that could possibly stop Superman if he's going to go over the edge. He's literally using the kryptonite to cut Zod, cut off his fucking fingerprints and stuff like that, making it clear that the kryptonite should be affecting Zod, which seems like it would completely invalidate his island he created for Man of Steel, where he was fine and Superman was not.
6.
Yeah, the movie again. I'm wearing a Superman shirt because the things that I like about it are you do see Doomsday. There's a good fight. You do see Batman kind of being a bad A. A bad arse, if you will. UK doesn't count. I don't want to hear it.
I mean, if you're swearing, listen, because then you're gonna start swearing in Spanish. Talk about so that doesn't count.
No. Just you, because arse really. I mean, I don't even know why they say it. It makes no sense.
I'll let you do that, or you could say flipping instead of fuck as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to find the words that are going to resonate
Flippin'
with me
A.
as I'm talking. It might be flipping A, but I'm not quite there yet. Might be bucket toss. I don't know. At this point, it could be anything. But with this movie, you get I don't know. Did I hit something? My apologies.
No, that was my connection thing again.
Yeah. So like with this movie though, like I saw parademons. I saw, you got a lot of really cool stuff. I got the glimpse into the future of the Injustice storyline. Again, another major storyline that has been shoehorned in here. Never got any kind of like coverage or anything from that. So like, there's so many things that they just shoved together, and it's like Zack Snyder was like, "I'm not getting another chance. Let's just shove as much in here as we can." But there are interesting things that I really enjoyed and good things that I really like to see. So like for me, it's just a personal preference that I did enjoy seeing certain things in this movie. But the story is abysmal.
I enjoyed the action, all the fighting scenes and stuff like that. I really enjoyed. Like I thought they were certainly cinematic and what they were going for. But what was I? And I'm not gonna lie, like I muddled my way through this, but watching Superman die from Doomsday and everything, that actually got to me. Like that kind of brought me back in. I'm like, fuck. If they had done this, if Doomsday was the storyline and the movie was trying to figure out how to take down Doomsday that Lex Luthor brought back, and that was the focus, and that's how it ended with the death of Superman, fuck, man, that would have been the movie right there, as opposed to Batman versus Superman. And both our mothers are named Martha, so we're friends now.
Your mother, Martha, will live tonight. Like, come on.
He took all the best pieces that he remembered, what he loved about the story of Batman and Superman, and smashed them all together.
And what's good, Chad? Appreciate it. And I hate when they do that too, because you know how I always say use the source material. Don't overuse it, but like use the source material from one story. Don't throw 18 different stories together and then still fuck it up by not using it correctly. Like if you're gonna use the source material, use it correctly.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, like Mick, I think you mentioned this last week. There wasn't a plan to really establish a universe with Man of Steel. Is that right?
No, I think they were like, again, this was so jumbled and so screwed up. This was supposed to be trying to build that universe. And that's why he shoved so much in there and like, hinted at Aquaman and all the rest and such. So, because they knew they were going to make those movies. Like Wonder Woman, when this came out, it wasn't being made at that point, but it was actively being planned and prepped. And they were like getting into, what she's going to do and things like that, because they had already chosen her for this. So like they knew that was going to work, and they had cast everybody else like Jason Momoa and whatnot. So they knew that they were going to a Justice League. They were hoping at the time that all the movies would be made before the Justice League. And then Zack Snyder ended up quitting in the middle of the Justice League. Joss Whedon got pulled in, and then this is one of the most mishandled franchises in the history of filmmaking, because there was no clear who had the oversight, who had a cohesive story that we could tell. And they really wanted to compete with the Avengers so bad, they shoved everything they could in, hoping that people would just be happy with the fan service. And they did not. And you know what's funny? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Billy. The 2025 version, the reason I keep gushing over that is because, and the same with the Batman even, they set up the world. All they said in the first 5 seconds was like, heroes have existed throughout time. This one's been here 3 years. That's what we're focusing on, basically. And like, so like it makes sense. And then when all these other heroes show up or all these other villains show up, you're like, this is just life here. This is the heroes and the villains just exist here. So, but we're focused on Superman, which is what it should have been. And you should have been focused on Superman. Bring Batman into this one. Like I said, make 2 separate movies, then bring them together, kill them off. I don't know why they were going with this Superman gains hope after he dies BS bullshitting. Not getting those curses tonight. I already got one punishment. But like, I don't know why they went this route. I might have to change shirts.
And it sucks too because I like Cavill as Superman. I think he does a good job. I think there were a few short spots with the writing a little bit between both of these movies for him, but he did the best he could. And then controversial take. This is one of my favorite Batmans. He's probably tied for second or third. I can't really decide where to put him.
Really?
Obviously, Keaton's number one, and then I can't decide if he's better than Bale. It depends on my day and where my attitude and mindset's at. Honestly,
You'll hate him in the Justice League movie, not the Justice League show, the 4-hour one. But you remember Batfleck became a thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
That wasn't from this movie.
Yeah.
People like assume like he's always, they just call him Batfleck because his last name is Affleck. No, that's because he barely wore the mask in the Joss Whedon. He would just wear like the suit and his face would be uncovered. And people were like, why does he never have a mask on? Why is he always just rolling around with no mask? Christian Bale, you couldn't get him out of the mask.
Yep.
You know, Michael Keaton, he was fighting to be in the mask. Batfleck is just rolling around. And so people were just like, fine, whatever. It's not even Batman. It's Batfleck at this point. And like, that's where that stuck. And like, by the time they did the reshoots for the next one, that mask was on.
Yeah, I just wonder what the conversation was after Man of Steel with Zack Snyder going into this one. Is this a product because of Marvel strictly, or were they literally trying to establish some kind of beginning here and just fucking rushing it?
They were 100% rushing it. Too much oversight because you had the executives telling you we want this in there, we want this in there, we want this in there, all that stuff, and you saw that kind of continue even after Zack Snyder left, and even after he came back and did his abridged version, or not abridged, but his actually lengthier version. You saw like there was still a lot of like hands in the dough, you know, trying to work it out. And like Black Adam was a big part of that too. Black Adam is technically a part of this.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah. And that was one where there was a power struggle and they had already pissed off everyone. The Flash had pissed off everyone, all this stuff. Remember, this came out in what year? What year was this again?
2016.
And the Flash came out in 2022. So like, and since then we had 2 Wonder Women, we had 2 Aquaman, you know, so like there was a lot of problems. And Black Adam was one of those ones where I think The Rock was trying to save this one and take over DC at the same time.
Yeah.
Thank God that wasn't the case. Because that would just be another businessman or, you know, whatever. He's a baller, whatever he is. But like, that would be another businessman coming in here and trying to like dismantle this. Thank God James Gunn and Peter, was it Saffer or whatever?
Yep.
Took over because they have a clear, concise vision of what they want to do here.
A
and
plan.
I don't think everything's going to work. But just like Marvel, I don't think everything worked. But I think if you think about that first one, if the worst movie is like Thor: The Dark World, let's use that as an example, that still is a watchable movie that's fun.
Yeah.
I can't say that about all these movies. And I know I'm going to get that with James Gunn.
I think it's clear there's no overall plan. Like they just jumped into this to try to keep up with Marvel, is my personal opinion. Because just watching this, they're cram so fucking much. Like they're not simple storylines. They're trying to cram into this. These are all fucking fleshed out comic, like serious storylines, and they're just trying to touch on everything.
Let's give this 5 minutes. Let's give this 6.5. Let's give this 3.
And then, I mean, again, you have Wonder Woman in here, and like by the end, they're just friends. Like, we have to get the team together. We're going to need them and all this other stuff. It's like, what? You were just trying to kill Superman, dude. And then you murdered a bunch of people after that to save his mom. like there's no clear, concise like vision. No. I don't need Batman to be not a killer in a movie. In the comics, keep him not a killer. right? Like that's the mythos we've built up. It hasn't always been the case. All you comic book fans, I know he carried a gun back in the day. That was the 40s. It was wild. You know, it was just one of those things like where we've built this lore of who he is, just like we built this lore of who Superman is. I don't need him to be that in movie to movie. So, like, if you want to make your Batman a killer and then tell me he's a killer because he lost all hope since Robin died or whatever, fine, I'm on it. But then make the guy whose thing stands for hope actually hopeful, so he can inspire the freaking bat who lost all hope. It's annoying, man. It really is. Like, they didn't understand these characters, and they went in and said, "Hey, what's Smallville doing?" Yeah, like one of those things, and did it wrong. They did the opposite things. It is. I don't know. I think I'm gonna backtrack and maybe go put on my Batman.
You're welcome.
I didn't like Affleck as Batman. I liked him as Bruce Wayne. I didn't like him as Batman at all. He just didn't sell it for me. I don't know what it was, but I don't think he was the right pick. Bruce Wayne, yes. Bruce Wayne, I feel like he was a good Bruce Wayne, but Batman, it just didn't feel like just a dude with a mask on, like more of an imposter Batman than Batman for me.
Yeah, I want to his stature with the salt and peppery, it just reminded me more of that Dark Knight from the comic, that like, because when he was older and just wide and just, you know what I mean? Because like in Batman Beyond, then you saw him, you know what I mean, when he was really old and retired, and he was still a massive dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I envisioned was the progression of the types of Batman that we got.
All right, I could see that. Yeah. Because they show his ass in the shower, by the way.
No.
But the workout scene, he is quite massive.
They did show his butt.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to curse. All right, calm down. I'm like, but that was pointless.
It was.
So like you get a hit for a rating for what? Like, what did you give me there? It wasn't like you didn't even let Superman take his clothes off before he hooked up with his girlfriend in the bathtub. But I'm watching. Why did you have to remind me of bat butt? Hashtag bat butt.
Hashtag bat butt. I want to throw two things out there quick. My favorite thing about this movie,
Beyond.
Bruce
Wayne's glass house. Really enjoyed that on the lake.
Cool. Oh, I love the lake that opens up.
Yeah, that's and I feel like his Batmobile is a diet version of Christian Bale's Tumbler.
Wait,
say
that one more time.
His Batmobile. I feel like Ben Affleck's Batmobile in this. It's the diet version of the Tumbler from the Dark.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. I see that.
I would say more refined, the lighter model after time.
Years later, yes.
Yeah. And I was thinking, just because of the way that it shows the top of it where it opens, a mix from the 90s and then the one from Bale's, just to pay a little homage. I felt.
I am fine with all Batmobiles except for the god-awful ones from the Schumacher movies. They were terrible. I hate them. But everything else, like 89, absolute favorite. I do really like the Batman one as well. I thought that was cool. Everything else, liked it. It's fine. Doesn't bother me. The bike, the whole nine, whatever. The 66, a classic. Gotta love it. But this for me was like passable. Like the Batman since the Tumbler, like all of them have been like Batmobile's passable. You know, it's fine. That works. It's not Batman and Robin where he's sticking his head out of the car. He's only got one seat because why not? You know, stupid. You wait till the sequel to build a new car where you got a partner and you didn't build a.
Because he likes to work alone.
He had two seats in the car, every car previously.
But now he learned. He said no more.
He made him ride the
Between
bike.
the women that got in his car and now his partner, no more two-seater.
They say bikes can kill. Maybe this will get. Maybe I won't have to pay for his dinners anymore.
Oh shit,
dude. Oh, Chad, I have a license plate that says that from Seinfeld.
Ass man.
I'm not saying it.
but going back to what you were talking about earlier, or how they're pretty much they wanted to do what the Avengers did. Use that fucking blueprint. You see how they use the most popular characters? They did a movie they started off with Iron Man, did 3 movies with him. That's Batman and Superman. Then guess what? Then you do a Batman versus Superman. Like you were saying, maybe in the second one's introduce some more characters, and then you eventually get to that Justice League movie. And then off of that Justice League movie, you can figure out which characters you can pull a really, really, really good story from, and maybe even have a pair. Instead of doing solo, have a pair doing next with Wonder Woman and somebody, or whoever, and boom, and kind of go like that. Or like Flash and Green Lantern, they're hanging out a lot as far as the cartoons they are.
I'll be right back.
Nobody would have been mad if you
At all.
pulled a fucking not Milli Vanilli. What's the other one? Vanilla Ice. You know what I'm saying? Marvel did dun 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 dun, but you could have done dun 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 dun, and you could have made it happen, but you didn't. But you didn't. You
that's the fun. I'm glad they didn't. Why? Because they are now. Because everything we're getting out of DC now is honestly that Superman movie from last year, and I'm looking forward to Supergirl, and I really liked Peacemaker, and Lanterns looks good. So like all of these products so far excite me more than Marvel has in a very long time, and that is even including a lot of the big ones.
That is true.
Mm-hmm. And they're interesting, and they're connected, and they're making me care about characters that I just remember who's like, oh yeah, I remember that one-off character from this comic years ago, or this recurring guy who comes back every once in a while. And they gave it to me, and it was fun, and I love that. And I think that's what we need to do with these characters, like to kind of play off it with this year with He-Man. I hate that 87 version. I've talked about it. I hate it. It was made for old people, I guess, because I don't know what it is. But then I went and saw this one, and everything felt right. Everything felt like I was watching this thing like I was that sane 4-year-old sitting in front of the TV, just enjoying an episode of He-Man. Did it have to make sense? No. It played to my baser, like childlike nature, which everyone has. I don't care what you say. We all have a childlike nature, and that it played to that. If there's a Thundercats movie that comes out, it's going to play to that too, just like Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles. And that's what I need. I need them to be fun. Why? Because I looked over at my 9-year-old, and this kid is like, oh my God, this is amazing. He walked out and he's like, what else happened in He-Man? What other characters are there? Can we talk about this, that, and the other thing? And it happened with Superman last year. It happens with these really fun movies. Don't get me wrong. I love the Captain Americas and spy espionage and things like that. And that's fine. Keep them going. You've built that. And I can appreciate it. But if you don't know what to do with a character, make them fun. Not this. And if you do the death of Superman, you better have Superman as your main protagonist in this movie.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm off my rant.
No, you're good, man. You're good. You're absolutely right. Again, they tried to use way too much source material and ignored a lot of source material. They tried to copy Marvel, but it's like having an open book test, but not using it. Just like, nah, man, I got this. Not studying for it, not preparing for it. And I don't know why the fuck you did that. I mean, like you're saying, the good thing is they're doing it now with the new Superman movie, with the Batman movie, and everything else that's coming out now. The Lantern series, which I hope all that does great, and I hope all that turns into a new Justice League movie, not tied to this shit here. Because fuck no,
James Gunn will get to a Justice League movie when it's right. But yeah, there's just two massive plot points to build to Doomsday and kill Superman in a movie that's titled Batman vs. Superman. That like these are two completely different stories.
Mm-hmm. I'm to kind of play off of what you're saying about this movie, which I 100% agree with you. It is two different stories. We've talked about that, and I don't understand why they didn't see that. I don't know. I can go. I get it. My temperature boils a little when I think about it because I'm like, what did you do here? You didn't even give Superman a sequel. Like he didn't even get his own sequel. You had to shove Batman and Wonder Woman in there. But to like also add to Grandizer with what he's saying, I realize I'm saying this. Maybe it sounds detrimental, but most movie content creators are fucking morons, and I'll take it. I'm at 4 now, but they deserve it. So I'm saying it with meaning. Okay. I realized I was saying
taking one for the team.
They are morons. All right. I'm not saying it again. And the reason I say that is because there needs to be a code of ethics and principles and integrity that goes into reviewing anything. And we all talk about this here. And we act in our own nature of like what we feel about the movie, and we give our genuine, honest answers about the movie. And we watch the movies. We make sure we watch them and understand them to talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I love hanging out with this group and some of the groups that you see me on with others. But then there's everyone else who just wants to make content to make money. And I get that. We all want to make money. We all want to make a little bit more. I'd love to make money doing this. Follow me on Patreon. Appreciate it.
Fuck yeah.
So I didn't say that. He said that. So so you get these creators who go on there who just need to make content. And if you notice, sometimes I'll get a little political, but it's always feeling, and then I don't get paid for any of it, so it doesn't matter. But when it comes to the movie stuff, it's very coordinated. I have my quick reviews, I have my now watchings, and then I have my regular reviews and things like that. And the reason that there's these steps and levels is because, yes, I need to make content too, constantly. But I do that by watching movies and then just focusing on the movies, not the controversy of the actors, not the controversy of the directors, not the controversy of any of it, not the subjects of whatever this is about or this, that, and the other. I judge the movies and I review them. And that's what we need to do with this movie, because this movie, I really need to put my Batman shirt on, but then they're going to think about this too. This movie is a steaming pile of dog poop. And as we've talked about it, I'm lowering my score to a 3.
Wow.
You have reminded me why this movie sucks so bad is you have a lot of great elements filmed nicely enough, too dark for my opinion when it comes to superheroes, but nicely enough, like it's great cinematography and stuff. And you took them and you just shoved everything together in a jar and you shook it up and you were like, here. And you've done nothing with it since. Like, really, Justice League doesn't really answer a lot of these questions. Doesn't propel much more. So with that, that's my rant. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I'm angry.
You know what?
They even
I'm
cleaned up the dreaminess a little bit in this one, but then when Justice League comes on, everything's fucking fiery again and fucking.
Yeah, you start throwing it. That's another thing I'll say. Like Batman's visions or dreams about the future. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is a completely different fucking world that he's envisioning, that he's currently in, has nothing to do with what's happening in real life at the moment for them. I'm like, God damn.
It's all gonna play out later. They were trying to do like Marvel was doing.
But they weren't doing effectively. You killed off Superman and then went right into Justice League to bring him back. What? We haven't even established the Justice League yet. And you want to bring... First of all, if you did this right, you could have had the reign of Superman. You could have had the 4 Supermen come in. You could have introduced more. You could have done the whole thing. But no. You focused on bringing...
Avengers happened, so there needed to be a Justice League. I think that is the simple summary. That
pretty much.
You could have just built to it beautifully.
You could have. I'm not saying they couldn't have, but Avengers happened. The money came in, so there needed to be a Justice League.
I really hate what they did, what Warner Brothers has done to this franchise over and over. And with them selling it, it scares me because James Gunn has done some great stuff and I want to see more.
The video games are pretty much gone. They said they didn't even bother including it in the evaluation when the sale was done. They didn't even want to look at it. They're like, yeah, we're probably just going to get rid of that.
It's so... Ugh. This might be a 2. No, I'll keep it at a 3. I did enjoy watching it with Jack. We've been watching all of them together, and it's been a really good bonding experience. And there were some elements he liked about this one. I mean, Henry Cavill's great. I thought Henry Cavill was a great Superman, not with the right director.
He's what's keeping me up there with the 6. I enjoyed Henry Cavill, and I really wish they could have explored him more as Superman. He got such a raw deal in his Superman tenure.
And Witcher and all that. Like, he really did.
They fucked him on that.
I don't know.
Yeah, Henry Cavill, as of right now, he's my favorite Superman. without seeing the newest one yet. He's my favorite Superman. Henry Cavill, I think, is an awesome Superman.
He's the biggest advocate for trying to stick to the source material, and it makes him difficult at times. You know what I mean? Because he's trying to be like, guys, what? Like, no, you've missed the point, mate. Like,
and if I'm someone that's like, if I'm like, Marvel did this, did that. We're over here, we're DC. We want to eventually build the Justice League. I would love to have an actor that's like, yo, I love these comics. I love everything about this. Like, I'm all about the source material, because that sounds like someone's easy to work with. You know what I mean? Not just this whole flashy bullshit to try to sell tickets and all this other stuff, or to do the whole money grab thing, which I feel like is a weird thing with this whole money grab where they just put a bunch of schlop and bullshit together. I'm like, a real money grab would be doing the fan service. Why? Because you do the fan service. How many people went to go see those Marvel movies multiple times when they were in theaters? Let's just say up to Endgame. From Endgame and back. I'm not even mentioning anything else, but from Endgame and back. I there's multiple friends I know there's multiple people I know that went to go see multiple of those movies 2 times, sometimes 3 or 4 times, while still in fucking theater. For a reason, because they love them. So it's like, why not do the same as far as getting into these stories that people love with DC? Starting out with, let's just say, go ahead, cool. Start out with a Batman movie, start with a Superman movie, then maybe do a Batman versus Superman. But you could do 1 or 2 of them, whatever you want to do with that. Cool. You start slowly introducing people. You get a Justice League movie. Somehow how the Avengers have introduced a lot of characters to people that say maybe never watched an animated series or even deeper with the comic books. You get them into it. Boom. Then you do another solo movie with another really big character or side, or 2 big-ish characters. Boom. And then you just kind of build off of that, but use the fucking source material the right way and leave Henry Cavill as Superman. Because
no, I'm telling the new guys. I'm saying from what I've seen and from what I'm saying up to this point. No. But I don't even want that mojo. All right, dude. Because this new one,
he's good.
It's like this new
I'd rather
one.
Cavill.
He's my favorite, even over Christopher Reeve.
Really, the new guy?
Yeah, the new guy's really good.
The new guy is and the thing is, he's a geek like Henry. Like, I would love if Henry Cavill came back.
He literally looks like Henry Cavill 20 years younger.
Yeah, and if you could bring Henry Cavill in, well, all Supermen sort of look like Henry Cavill at different ages. It's you could bring Henry Cavill in to play another world Superman, like the Injustice Superman or whatever, and they have to go at it, and it would be a beautiful thing. And honestly, and if they did it right and they redeemed that Superman in that storyline, it'd be cool for Henry Cavill.
Mm-hmm.
I love Henry Cavill, but he's got stuff coming up, and I say always support him. Into Gray just came out in theaters.
Yeah, I need to see that.
Like, he's a good guy and a good actor, but this new one, he even said, he was like, if this is the role I'm tied to for the rest of my life, I'll be proud of that. Not saying that he should be or whatever. He's been in other movies. He was in Pearl. He played the projectionist in Pearl, if anybody's seen that and stuff. Like, he's been in some good movies and stuff, but I'm so excited for him and everything they're going to do with him.
Let me ask this, because DC has, I would say, at least to my recollection, probably has more of a cinematic history when it comes to the Batman franchises and the Superman franchises that have had to start over and over again before trying to get into this modern day compete with Marvel type thing. How much of a role do you think this plays so Marvel basically started with Iron Man? You're introducing a character, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, I don't know how far in advance they were planning the universe at that point, but that's a movie that who knows what the expectations were for that. Probably not like the expectations you're planning if you're trying to throw Batman and Superman in a movie to establish a universe. But how detrimental, like, what's the challenge here? The challenge just seems a lot harder for DC because Marvel didn't have movies dating back to the 60s.
Yeah,
to the extent that DC did.
The fans are always going to be an issue, but I think if you genuinely make a good movie with a good plan, the fans won't be an issue. And I think the proof is in the pudding on that. If you take Star Wars, very erratic, very all over the place. Too many. Again, it's kind of like what Warner Brothers did to this part of that franchise within DC. And really the reason they were so meddling in this is because they desperately wanted the returns they got from the Dark Knight franchise. trilogy, I should say.
Mhm.
And they were chasing that with Superman and then Justice League, and they weren't getting it, you know, and you weren't getting Christian Bale back or anything. So they just meddled too much. And now we saw that happen with Marvel after Endgame. Like it started becoming more and more of an issue. I think the fans are one of the biggest challenges. But again, if you have a genuine movie or movies and a series that you're building on, and like I said, Star Wars has proven that if you don't, it kind of falls apart, especially when the fans turn on you. But Marvel has proven that if you do, the fans will stick with you even through the stuff that's kind of rough. And the good part about that now is you always have to restart. And the comics, especially in DC world, they are always rebooting. They reboot like every 10 years. So like if you're a fan of the comics, you're used to a reboot. And something big is going to happen to cause that reboot. This could be a really good thing for DC, because with what they have going for them, the direction they have a plan. They're going to build out slowly and surely, but they don't all have to be interconnected like Marvel did with you have to watch this to understand this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to watch Superman to watch Lanterns. They're all living their own lives and doing the things. Sometimes they intersect. So I think they have a real opportunity here to really build out in such a fantastic way that fans will really rally behind it if they keep it in that vision. And that's what scares me with this sale and stuff that goes on. Are they going to keep it in that vision? And I hope they do, because you see after Endgame, Marvel lost the plot a little bit, you know, with Kang and all those things and all this. So you don't want them going that route if there's any sales or stuff, but really you just got to keep the executives out of this. Leave the art to the artists.
Mm-hmm.
And there won't be much of a challenge, is what I'm saying. Did I babble? Because
I agree with everything you
Agreed.
said.
I mean, there's nothing to shit. Like I'm about to bump this score down a little bit more my damn self to a 4. I will. One thing I am happy about, even though they didn't execute it very well, they did finally put Batman and Superman in a movie together for us, and they did finally give us the Batman versus Superman. Did they fuck up with it? Yes, but they did give it to us. I do want to give credit for that, but at the same time, it's like that's not enough to give it. That's not a fan service. That's just like a little sprinkle on there. Now, if you would have did the story right, boom, fan service, boom, we're happy as hell. Yo, go check this movie out. We're telling people we're actually recommending this movie to people, but we're not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you not to watch it, because I never tell you not to watch a movie, but I'm not going to tell you to watch it. Watch at your own risk with this one, because it's not that great.
I mean, if you want to understand what went wrong in the Snyderverse, then yeah, watch it for sure.
Well, and if you remember, if you remember the tale of Affleck with this, when they announced him as playing Batman, I remember they announced him, and I think he was on the Tonight Show or one of the shows, and the original deal was he's coming into Batman versus Superman, then his very next movie is a Batman movie directed by him and starring him, and he was excited. He had a plan. I remember Kevin Smith saying he and Ben Affleck were talking about it and how excited he was, and he has this whole idea and how they're going to build out, and it's going to build off of Snyderverse and whatever, and or off Snyder, what he's doing. And I love that. And then all of a sudden, well, we need you for Justice League, and we need this, and we need to do this, and blah 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 blah. We need reshoots on this, and he couldn't direct anymore, so they got Matt Reeves in to direct his Batman movie. And then it kept getting stalled, and they had to redo this with the Justice League or this. And then finally Affleck quit, and he was like, I'm done. And then Matt Reeves, Ben Affleck Batman movie turned into Robert Pattinson.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole thing. So it really did. It hurt a lot of people.
It was just a poorly managed company and franchise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Space Jam 2.
Oh, god damn.
I never seen that. I don't know if that should be on punishment wheel or not.
Just like
That should be on the punishment wheel. Not mine.
So many people just made so many wrong decisions based on the wrong ideals that it crushed DC.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I have nothing else to say about this bullshit movie.
Mhm.
I don't know about you guys.
I can't believe it's been an hour already.
I know. So I guess we can
Big movies.
jump on over to The Dark Knight Rises, and we'll kick it off with our early ratings. Stories, you want to give us your rating for that one, good sir?
7.
We went the whole 6, 7 like the kids. I get it.
Yeah, that's right. No, listen. This is probably people's least favorite of the trilogy, but I still really enjoy it.
Mhm.
I liked Bane. I like Anne Hathaway is and will always be smoking hot in everything she does. And even the story I enjoyed. So
What about you, gamer?
I like this one. It is kind of the least of the three, but it's still, as Mick said, a great freaking movie. I'm never mad when I watch it. I watch it probably at least once or twice a year. I love this one. This one's going to be 8.5.
Mick?
6.5. I mean, and that's mostly all technical, not so much the story wise. And I'll get into my very long list of problems with the Dark Knight Rises.
Right now I'm gonna say a 7.5. Michelle Pfeiffer is and will always be my Catwoman. But Anne Hathaway, she didn't do a bad job, but just never mind. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm gonna get all hot and bothered. Anyway.
I'm hot, all right.
And shout out to Juno Temple in this movie from Ted Lasso.
Yeah,
Which
character was she again?
She was Selena Kyle's like roommate. Her friend.
That's right.
Okay. The blonde hair chick. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great actress.
Mm-hmm.
She was he's in a Fargo that was a phenomenal.
She was also in the last Venom movie.
Yeah, that's true. So is Tom Hardy, and he's a great actor.
I gotta say this too, man. Again, kudos to who they cast as Alfred. I know we've seen the Dark Knight trilogy, but I'm just going back to even the one from Batman vs Superman. I even liked him.
Oh,
I don't know. Brilliant.
I don't know what it is about them. They just like they know who to pick for Alfred no matter what. They're like Batman can be iffy at times, but Alfred is always
that's
point.
Actually one thing we didn't mention for Batman vs Superman. Did we like Jeremy Irons as Alfred?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yes.
I'll when I rank them at the end, all these different things, like Jeremy Irons is gonna be up there. He was very good. He was a smarmy Alfred who's just older and is kind of like, I'm kind of done with this dude. I don't want to do this anymore.
I like the attitude. I just felt like he was a little young compared to the way they were showing Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne.
I get that.
Yeah, that was the gripe I had. He's a great Alfred, but it just
he looked like he was 5 to 10 years older than Bruce Wayne.
Right.
He should have been a younger. Yeah, you would have preferred a younger Bruce Wayne, which I'm not mad at that.
Either that or Jeremy Irons 20 years older.
Yeah. But let's start with the positives, because I know Mick has a lot of negatives about this one.
I mean, there's things I like about it. I actually have a good story about this one if you guys
no, let's do it.
So I think it was 2019, the Alamo Draft House by us was having this it was a Matthew Modine weekend.
This movie, by the way, came out in 2012. Since you're throwing out years, just want to put that out there.
Yes. So it was Matthew Modine weekend, and so they were showing pretty much all of his movies throughout the weekend on the big screen. Super stoked because my brother and I went to see Full Metal Jacket together, and Matthew Modine was going to be there, right? So like we got to meet him, and he talked, like he signed autographs for free. He talked to people, took pictures, stories, everything. He is genuinely one of the most awesome celebrities I have ever met.
There was Eleven's dad in Stranger Things, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Modine is amazing, just an amazing guy. And so I met him a few times throughout the weekend because you go up and talk to him and stuff, but he was doing Q&As. Like he would intro the movie as it started, and then at the end he would do Q&As. Well, one night my wife and I went to go see Pacific Heights, which is the Michael Keaton movie where he's a psychotic a tenant for Melanie Griffith and Matthew Modine's character. So we're getting excited because we like it. It's like a cool little horror thriller-esque movie. and Matthew Modine's there. So we're talking to him. It like I'm talking to you guys. And I'm just like, hey, I got to ask you a question. I was like, which Batman did you like working with the best? And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, Michael Keaton. He's like, yeah, who's the other one? I was like, Christian Bale in The Dark Knight Rises. And he was like, you're right. And so he started telling stories. And he said one time he was walking around and he went in and he was just like kind of looking around this, like, I think they were in like a city hall area or whatever. And he went in one room and there's Christian Bale with like 4 people just holding him, trying to take off his thing so he can pee. And he was like, oh, sorry. He's like, and I forget what he said, Christian Bale said, but it was just a really funny story. He sat next to me and my wife and we're just telling stories and stuff. Wonderful guy. So I wanted to tell that story because I am going to go after this movie.
He seems like a nice dude.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. That's all I had. Oh, and to answer Grandizer's question with one great movie, you could watch Bros. You could watch. I really like that. It was a good romantic comedy that's for Pride Month. But In the Band Played On, a very poignant drama starring Matthew Modine, Ian McKellen, a bunch of other people about the early days of AIDS and the spread of AIDS and what that was like. So that's it. That's all I got. I promise. Podcast go boom.
Podcast go boom. What did everybody feel? What did everybody think of Bane in this movie? Tom Hardy as Bane in this
Listen,
movie.
I like Bane.
Yeah.
I thought
it's Bane you want to speak on, is it? Oh,
let me ask you. I don't know. He seems divisive based on a lot of people. Is it just the voice? Like, is it the actual character itself, or is it the voice that you think may have turned some people off?
definitely. No, the Bane's fine, and it was cool. I mean, they played off the Nightfall a bit storyline, and I didn't mind it. Some of it doesn't make sense. You know, it's a stretch with some things, but Bane's fine. It is the voice, though. The voice is so silly. It will be painful for you. Such a stupid voice.
Was that like something to possibly stand out over the Joker by doing that voice? Do you think, or what was that?
I think somebody made a dumb decision and stuck with it the entire time.
I mean, that could have been the reason for the dumb decision. Maybe I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there because Heath Ledger's Joker. I mean, just imagine following that up as the next villain, big bad. You have to follow up Heath Ledger's Joker right after. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I mean, and they were friends too, so possibly. Listen, I realize this movie had its issues, especially after Heath Ledger died, because people wanted him back, and I'm sure they were going to add him back for a story. I don't care what they say. If you have Heath Ledger's Joker available for the next movie, you know, like he stayed alive.
I want to say I read something where he was supposed to be in this to some extent.
I've heard and read that he was supposed to be the judge, that Scarecrow took over for that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because just to throw this out there, Heath Ledger died in 2008. This movie was 2012 again. So
yeah. So, but I mean, just plagued by the sense of like it was 2012 because it took time. Like I think he went and made Inception because they had to rewrite some things with this. So you have a lot of things like, I don't know, a lot of things plagued this as they were trying to get it made. So I'd like to say they did the best they could. Did they? Like, yeah, the Bane stuff was fine, but like in the grand scheme of everything, Bruce Wayne has lost his fortunes by building a nuclear reactor. Like, come on. Like, you just stopped being Batman. Like, Batman was okay to be chased by the cops. Like, why would you stop being Batman? Okay. You want me to list off my problems?
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of problems with this movie. People are going to listen to him. All right. First of all, Batman doesn't show up for the first 46 minutes.
Hold on. Can I just throw out one thing before you do this? How dare you?
No, go ahead.
So we know the Dark Knight ends with, of course, the city thinking he's a bad guy. This picks up, he's been gone. Batman, he's been gone for 8 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's like an 8-year time jump here. Just want to throw that out there.
He couldn't still be Batman and the Dent Act was in place. I don't know. Stupid. Anyway, Batman doesn't show up for the first 46 minutes. Where's he rising from? inconsistent themes and messaging. They have Eat the Rich, but with criminals, and the cops are the ultimate good, even though they lock the prisoners up on a lie. And the prisoners aren't protesters; they are violent criminals. So Occupy Wall Street theme, but with the cops beating the poor. Blake disavows guns and then picks up one in the very next scene and shoots somebody. Or no, he doesn't shoot somebody. He swears off guns and then he has the shotgun to go and save Gordon. Whatever. Batman barely has any screen time, by the way. Oh yeah, by the way, Batman comes back after his first appearance, which is like 46 minutes into it. He doesn't come back until the 2 hour and 7 minute mark. Dark Knight Rises, right? John Blake is the new Batman, but barely beats up two guys when he had a gun. Batman beat up Bane and a ton of his cronies, multiple at times, after being retired, injured, back broken, and living in an ancient prison for months. It makes 8 years of intense training, followed by the added experience and knowledge gained by being Batman, and he even gives the mantle to an orphan kid who isn't. He gives the mantle to an orphan kid who isn't even a very good cop. So the main message is that we should fight to preserve the systems that we have in place. They aren't perfect, but they are better than chaos, and Batman exists so it evens things out, not fixing the systems. There you go.
Was this supposed to be the last one of this trilogy, or did they want to do more?
No, this was the last one.
Okay.
So just to your very first point, it's called The Dark Knight Rises.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What I took away after watching this again, because this was 2012, so I don't remember the last time I watched this movie. The point was when they established that Harvey Dent, when Bane reads Commissioner Gordon's speech, where he was gonna say that Harvey Dent was fucking Two-Face and all that shit, and it's Batman that took care of that, and he of course brings the atom bomb to the state up into the sky, and now the city loves Batman again. That's the theme of The Dark Knight Rises. So I get the title, which goes against your very first point. And I forgot where I was going after that.
Fuck
'cause
this
I drank too much
bullshit.
now.
Batman's not in it. Like, Batman shows up for a little. Batman pops in for a few punches and then runs away, or gets his back broken, and then he doesn't get to be Batman for months.
That is, I will say, that's probably my biggest gripe is his actual health in this movie. Like, you show Christian Bale, he's been a recluse in his mansion and he's got a cane.
Mm-hmm.
When Catwoman comes in and robs him, and like next thing you know, he has a knee brace on, and that seemed to fix everything until Bane breaks his back, and he has to heal in this weld prison. Like that's my biggest gripe with the movie is just his body and how he heals from this to get back to fight Bane at the end.
You know, it'd be great if maybe they made the stakes of him being in the prison, not being Batman when the city needs saving the most, mean something. Make him still Batman, but he's broken, he's older, he's beaten, he has no hope because Rachel's gone, and he is just fighting the fight, and he's being more and more vicious with it, but his body is breaking. So that way when Bane comes in, he's the final blow that breaks the bat. All we see is Batman up to that point. So that way, when he puts him in the prison, now we have Bruce Wayne. We are only there with Bruce Wayne. Oh my God, there is no Batman. Batman's not in the city. Bruce Wayne's down here broken. He builds himself back up. He climbs up. He makes the leap that the girl did, or whatever. If you want to add Talia al Ghul in there, fine. But he does it just like the little girl does. So now he gets out. So when he gets back to town and that bat suit's on, it's full force. He's back. He has built that Dark Knight has risen back up. Bruce Wayne had to do it himself to be able to be Batman again.
I get it, but it's the death of Rachel that caused him to stop being Batman. Like he did.
I friggin' hate that. so much. You have no idea, because that wouldn't, like, the death of a Robin didn't do it, but Rachel.
Yeah, she had that good stuff.
Well, there was no death of Robin for him.
No, I know. I'm just saying in general, though, like, this is what we know of Batman. You know, like the death of a Robin didn't stop it. You know, like, he is Batman. He's Batman not because Rachel needed a Batman in the city. He's Batman because his parents were killed. And that's what he does. And even Rachel's not going to upend that. That's why I did not like that whole storyline and through line through it. I would think even more so if he'd be bitter and he'd retire, he'd retreat into Batman more to be more vicious, not just become a recluse. I don't know. Like, to me, like, that's what doesn't make sense about this, is like your themes don't even really work in it. Like, I don't know what you're trying to say, because he's not really doing any real rising.
And then by the end there with the scene with Jason Gordon-Levitt or whatever, finding the Batcave and all of that stuff. Like, I'm not going to lie, I kind of wish we would have got that version, whether it was a special event, a series, or something for one season or something, or tie in with the DC fucking Arrowverse or something. You know what I mean?
Just to see what it could have been.
Batman. Like, that guy's gonna get his butt kicked the first day. He didn't go through training with the League of Shadows.
He's got Alfred
for years. No, no, he doesn't. Alfred was on the road.
Yeah,
he was
that's
done.
only vacation for a week. He goes to France.
That kid's on his own. He's gonna go out there dressed as Batman and get his butt.
Well, wouldn't he be Robin? Because
he's essentially kick-ass right now.
I'm not.
You know what? I still like that better than Chris O'Donnell as Robin and the way they introduced him.
Oh God. At least he was a trapeze artist. He would be like, all right, a little gymnast experience and stuff. I'm trying so hard to it's like, you ever watch Maze Runner? You know, when you play that game Maze Runner? My brain is doing that right now, and every time I'm running at a curse word, I hard left turn or and I'm trying so hard not to hit that fifth one in this episode. So someone else talk.
Wait, you already hit 4 others?
Yeah, he scored 4 times
up there.
already.
I will say,
I think it was only 1 or 2.
He had 3 in the first 13 minutes.
I do like they have Scarecrow running that court, sending people out for exile and death and stuff like that. They send Commissioner Gordon out and the police after they capture them, and he finds the flare. Batman is there. He, of course, takes out the bad guys, and he's like, light it. And it just lights up the bat symbol and flame on the bridge. I like that. That scene was fun.
I like that.
I enjoyed that. That was
I
cool.
thought that was pretty cool.
I thought that was cool. And Bane's like, it's not possible.
Yeah.
I don't take away the voice, and the action and the fighting scenes were great with Bane.
And I mean, it's a definite improvement from the Bane we got from the last Bane we got.
Oh, dear God. I'm not even counting that as something that happened.
It happened. We watched it. We talked about it twice on this podcast. So we got a better Bane. I do agree. The voice should have been more serious. It should have been, it shouldn't have been that silly shit. It should have been more serious.
They could have done better with the voice. But his development, you're all in on him being the main bad guy, I feel like, until they throw the twist that what's her name is actually Ra's al Ghul's child.
Yeah.
I feel there's not a lot of misdirection, and it's a good plot twist.
I would say what could have helped this movie too is having Bane as a side, because usually Bane, again, this is just from the animated series and the animated movies I've seen. But he's usually like a side. He's not usually like a main villain. He's like a side villain or like the muscle.
Who?
Bane.
No,
cartoons. I'm saying. I don't know about comic books.
Right,
I don't know about the comic books. Comic books could be completely different. But I'm just going from that. He was always just that. And honestly, I feel nothing against Tom Hardy, but I feel maybe just because of the way they wrote this Bane character, maybe if they would have wrote him better to what Mick, with the comic books, then maybe he would have made that main villain better. But from the way they did it in this, they made him feel, to me they didn't make him feel like he should have been that one main villain. They made him feel, to me, he should have been a side villain, or like, you know what I mean, the muscle or slash side villain, not the main kind
All
of
right,
guy, the main
here's
making all the
what I'm gonna
rules and
do.
shit.
It's an hour 19. Clock it, because this is going to be a clip. This is a mixed
shit.
fix of this movie. What you do is you completely remove Talia al Ghul, right? You get Bane by himself. How? Bane is the illegitimate child of Thomas Wayne. So now he wants revenge for the life he didn't get from Thomas Wayne, and he's going after Bruce Wayne. So he's going to break the bat. He's going to psychologically break him down. This is why you need Batman to be Batman. You have Batman in this bitterness state. He's no longer doing this as a way of like coping with his parents' murder. This is a bloodlust. He's out in the streets every night. Yeah, the Dent Act is working, but he needs more. He is looking for every criminal he can get to take down. And he's coming back, and he's broken and broken. Like I said, I'm playing off of what I said earlier, but there's more to it. Bane is sending people out. He's causing issues just like he is in this. And he's, like I said, breaking down the bat psychologically to get to the point where they fight. Catwoman is there. She's getting in his head. You can keep the nuclear reactor thing if you want, whatever, it's fine. And that's what Bane is going to use again if he wants to, because he wants this revenge on his brother in Gotham. And so the bat is broken. He's going. We find out Bane's backstory, of course, is he studied with Ra's al Ghul beforehand and was kicked out of the League of Shadows. Same backstory. It's fine. But he's going to be stuck in the prison in which Bane was stuck in. The only other person to ever get out. No little girl crap. None of that storyline. And then that way Bane has broken out of the prison and has this build-up rise story. And now Bruce Wayne has to do it. And when he gets out, he goes back to it. He is the Batman. He remembers what the Batman stands for, what the Vision is, the symbol. You can have Blake in there still sort of playing off with Commissioner Gordon. None of that really needs to change. And then the Bat comes back and he takes down. And instead of taking down his brother for good, they find common ground. Because that is the storyline of Bane in the comics.
Never knew that.
That would just be remove some things and make it about that.
That makes it a better movie.
Find out they aren't brothers, but whatever.
Honestly, you do that, and all three of these movies are, for me, for Search 30. All three of these movies are 9s and 10s, if not 3 straight 10s.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, 9s and 10s, I'll say.
This movie was so. I'm sorry I went on my rant with that, but that's how I would fix this movie. Use his actual storyline, and you can still fit in a lot of things. The themes, sticking up for the systems. Like some of these themes are just bonkers for me, especially in today's world. But whatever, I might change some of those up. But whatever.
Yeah. I get that with Batman and the cops and all that stuff. Yeah.
What are we doing at this plot? This whole Occupy Wall Street plot. I don't think people remember what that was actually about. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree.
So.
Still better than Batman versus Superman. This was after like last week we had a good week with Man of Steel and the Dark Knight the Dark Knight, and then we got this week. Not that it's a terrible week, but it's just like a weaker week. I feel like next week's gonna be the same. I've never seen neither one of these Justice League movies, that or the regular version or the Snyder cut. So
I don't disagree with Nick's mixed perspective. I almost said Nick. I don't know why. Could be the 8th beer, but I was just gonna say.
Ruby.
You get towards the end after Batman, brains the bomb and everybody thinks he's dead. The scene with Michael Caine as Alfred crying at their graves saying, "I failed you." I'm like, that that hit me.
Yeah.
He's my favorite Alfred by far.
He's so
and when
good.
he's telling him, "Hey, it's even worth our relationship. I know I'm going to get your hate for it, but it's worth it."
He has been my favorite Alfred I have watched so far. And the movie, of course, ends with him going to wherever it is. Like he mentions this foreshadowing earlier in the movie. He goes here every year on his vacation. has this coffee, and just thinks he sees Christian Bale actually having a life outside of Gotham and Batman, and you see him there at the very end. I thought it was a good ending.
Mhm.
I liked it.
Well, no, they are
At
there.
least that part.
He is there.
Yeah.
That's Selena Kyle with him.
Yeah, I know. And I'm saying I liked that. I thought that was a good ending.
I thought you were thought it was a dream.
No, I know it
Oh.
was real. But him
Um,
crying, like
I
him
know.
crying to his parents' graves after he dies, like I failed you. And then he goes there and they have the nod and he knows it's all right.
He was
Yep.
so good. I honestly, that's why I messaged the group the other night saying those two movies, Sleuth, because those are movies. He starred in the original one as the young man against Laurence Olivier, and then they remade it in 2007 where he played the older man and Jude Law played the young man. And it just they're so similar and so different, and it's just some of the best acting. And I think watching these is like the Michael Caine effect. I'll even go watch Jaws 4 again for shirts and giggles.
Shirts and giggles.
That was so close.
So okay. So you got one this week.
Mick wants this over.
He does.
Let me spin my Christian wheel, my Christian cigar wheel.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, I hate this. But I did good tonight. I didn't earn another one.
So
I mean,
close.
there's still time.
Well,
I wish James. See, if had James been here, I feel like you would have got your fifth.
Oh, he would have absolutely been poking the bear.
He would have saved like 4 of them just to get you at the end of this shit. Oh man.
All right. What do we got to say about this movie? Any scores change?
No, I'm sticking with my 7.
You changed my
still
Batman v
7.5.
Superman to 6, right, Sturdy?
Yeah. Yep. I'm sticking with my 7.5 for this one. I didn't like the football field thing.
Oh, really? I thought that
Really?
was a very cool
Yeah, it was
sequence.
cool.
That was neat.
It was cool, but I didn't like it. Like visually, it was awesome. I
You
just
just don't like Heinz Ward? Let's see how.
Bro.
Heinz Ward's awesome.
It was the first time I was watching it, and I guess my eyes happened to be in the right spot on the screen. The first time ever when the fucking the VIP box blows the fuck out, you see bodies flying. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yep. Oh yeah, dude. I was watching with my kid, and he's like, "That little boy's not gonna die, is he?" I was like, "No, he'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
He's fine."
He was on the sidelines. He's good.
Yeah, he's all good. He heard the speech.
He
Don't
just
worry.
went for a trip.
Like, no, the one that was singing the national anthem. He's
Yeah.
like, wait, is he gonna die? I'm like, no. He's got out. He's off. He's fine.
He's
They're
fine.
playing a game. See, they're in the middle of
Yeah.
the game. That kid's not allowed on the field.
He had enough time to get out.
Yeah.
I need to stop talking. I'm gonna curse.
There you go. I didn't
Here's
like
hoping.
the fucking the bat wing or whatever, his flying device. It was creepy. It reminded me of a bug. I didn't like it. Every time I look at it, I get the heebie-jeebies.
It was a weird thing.
It's just fucking.
They could barely lift anything over a bridge. Dumb.
Oh,
Yeah, it
I
was.
like that thing.
But overall, I had a good time with this movie. Though. I can't lie about that. Overall, I had a good time with The Dark Knight Rises. Overall, I had a good time, really good time with the trilogy. The first 2 were phenomenal films. I wish this one could have been too. It sucks when you get like a trilogy and something just drops the ball just to end it off. Like you just hit another home run. Just hit another home run and end it.
Well,
end it beautifully.
When he says drop the ball, he was carrying the ball to end it all.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
man.
That's-
Home run too. Yeah, different.
Did
course.
this movie have something working against it with just how iconic The Dark Knight itself became with Heath Ledger's performance and everything?
No, I don't think so. I think it was that they kind of knew it was going to be the 3 and they wanted to wrap it up. And I don't know. They should have probably kept it going, if I'm quite honest.
Oh, Christian Bale was done, and so was Christopher Nolan. Like once you lose them,
neither one of them wanted to do a 4th.
Mm.
Which also we'll be continuing on to next month. Our Christopher Nolan. watch.
Mm.
Forget what it is.
What's next week?
Next week is
Snyder
Justice
all
League,
day,
Joss
every
Whedon,
day.
and Justice League Snyder Cut.
God damn it, we're doing 7 hours of Justice League.
It's 4 and 2. That's 6 hours. We literally watched 2 movies this week that are 3 hours apiece. It's the same shit. Damn it!
There it
there you
is.
go.
There it
There
is.
you go.
I knew if I kept talking.
Did you sign him up for that one, Chris?
There it is.
You're the other one that does this type of shit. You do it to James all the time. Now you do it to his dad.
Oh,
Be your own people,
I
Mick.
can't watch 2 of these movies. Oh my god! All right, we're doing this so I can get out.
Yeah, bring up the wheels. Well, I mean, you can keep cursing now. It don't matter.
No,
now.
that, like the box is open now, right?
No,
Yeah, like,
because I still don't want to. So it's a personal victory.
Just get it all out now, and you won't the rest of the week.
There you go.
All right, let's see what shows up in some of these movies of what would Jesus do.
We got two of these movies.
God's not dead.
I'm going to assume Jesus would not watch Batman vs Superman.
He
The
probably
Trump
wouldn't.
prophecy.
Oh God, I'd rather stick a penis
It's
in
one of
my
those
ear.
Gramps movies. Sunday School Musical. Well, let's spin the first one, shall we?
Yes.
Oh, God.
If there's not a priest out there watching Sunday School Musical right now, I'd be shocked.
Oh my god. And, there's also oh god. Ugh. Miracles from Heaven.
There you go, Mick.
Miracles from Heaven, and what else?
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Miracles from Heaven, and at least give me a Steven Seagal one.
Sunday
not that
School.
Steven Seagal one. Assassin. Nope, that's a Christian film.
Assassin
Assassin
33
33 AD. So Assassin 33 AD and Miracles from Heaven.
You wrote those down for yourself, good sir?
I am writing them down. Let me stop.
That is
sharing.
awesome.
You realize when James comes back next week, all Mick is going to do is try to get him to swear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, are you guys doing this on you're doing? I know you're doing it on your show. Are you doing this on Horror Source 32 or just this and P and
I'm not going
your
to be
show?
on Horror Source 30 anymore. Sorry.
He's lying. He's lying.
And
And James, if you're still out there, same question for you. Are you doing this just for PMP or are you doing this for both shows? This whole 5-time swearing thing. Just asking.
I don't know. I don't watch horror movies anymore. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. You just watched Batman vs Superman. That was some horrible shit.
Can't be there for you. Sorry.
See this?
Listen, I'm just
Hmm.
saying.
See this?
I'm talking about.
But yeah, so we will be back next Saturday at 8:00 Eastern time again for Justice League and the Snyder Cut. Justice League and the Snyder Cut. And Horror Source 30 will be back
Yay.
Thursday with probably doing Bring Her Back. We'll fix the date on that. I'll fix the date on that. Don't worry. But we'll be back with that next week.
You're not going to travel back in time and redo it on May 11th?
Nah. I don't feel like doing all that. I don't feel like showing off this week. But
You got a time machine?
listen, I have a lot of things, Chris. I have a lot of things.
A lot of things, Chris. A lot of things. All good. None
And
bad.
right now, I got to get us on out of here. So everybody that's out there, thanks for popping by. I would say watch Batman vs Superman at your own risk. But if you're trying to go through the whole Batman and Superman thing like we are, you got to watch it. It's a part of the journey. You got to watch it. You got to watch them all. But thanks for popping by. Make sure before you leave, you check out Worst Aim Gamer Ever. You check out the Scene Snobs. You check out Stories from a Bar. You check out Horror Source 30, and you're here every single Saturday at 8:00.
Don't forget to wash your hands.
Oh, yeah.
Both of them.
And